President Tinubu orders review of Public Procurement Act. Oil prices tick up as crude gasoline inventories ease. Japan's Nikkei smashes past 42,000 mark to all-time highs as Asian markets rally on rate cut optimism. The program is Business Express, reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. I am Musa Abubakar, your guide. Now, let's start the program by telling you that the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is demonstrating commitment towards checking corruption and related matters in the public procurement processes with the setting up of a committee to review the Public Procurement Act. State House correspondent Musbaut Wahab reports that the decision from from the Wednesday's meeting of the Federal Executive Council is to give expression to the stand of the administration in ensuring property proficiency and diligence in the execution of federal project.
On Procurement Act is that it is long overdue for amendment. The last time it was touched was in 2007, and because of the changing dynamics, it is important that we bring these the content of the act, to be in tandem with the happenings in the society.
After a robust discussion, Mr. President directed that all ministries, departments, and agencies should review their intended procurement as provided for in the appropriation, such that where there are gaps between appropriated sums and sums required to do to execute the projects, that can be brought to the attention of both the Ministry of Budget and National Planning and Federal Ministry of Finance.
That we said will be stepped down does not mean that they are going to be thrown away. What council decision is that we'll bring them all, look at them again. Now the Minister of Budget, Minister of Finance, the Minister of Works will sit down and look at the projects again and reprioritize.
Meanwhile, the federal government on Tuesday announced the creation of Ministry of Livestock Development in a bold move to stop the recurring clashes between herders and crop farmers, which had resulted in the destruction of lives and property across the country. The President made the announcement during the inauguration of the renewed Hope Livestock Reform Implementation Committee at the Council Chambers of the State House, Abuja.
Says, the solution is far. I say, no, the solution is here. And foremost, to provide impetus to enable Nigeria to finally take advantage of livestock farming, dairy product, cold chain logistics, collectively offer substantial commercial and economic advantages. We have seen solution and opportunity with this adversity that had plagued us over the years. And I believe the prosperity is here in your hands.
Well, and to shed more light on the establishment of a separate ministry called the Ministry of Livestock Development, expected to develop the economy as well as give people the opportunity to excel, is the CEO Danani Farms and media consultant Salif Farouk Gagarawa. He joins us virtually from Abuja. You're welcome to Business Express.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, beautiful. Well, you've been following development of the recent decision by the federal government to come up with a new ministry of livestock. What do you make of that move?
Well, as I said in my open letter to Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I commended the president taking this strong and bold initiative to come up with this Ministry of Livestock Development. Over the years, nobody has thought of creating such a ministry that will, focus on alleviating issues of livestock farmers and herders, also alleviating issues of farmers and herders clash. But the president has taken a bold step in doing this. He deserves commendation, honestly. No president has ever thought of doing this, and President Tinubu, in his restructuring agenda, has come up with this plan. I think he deserves commendation, honestly.
Think this will end the farmer herders clashes, and how do you think it will impact on the economy?
Well, of course, it will give a positive impact, and it will end. We are hoping that it will end the farmers and herders clashes as soon as possible. If I have my farmhouse and my cattle, and I have the empowerment to grow my grass in my farmhouse, there is no need of me going out for open grazing. I can grow my farmhouse. I can grow my grasses even during dry season. I can grow my grasses and water them if I'll be empowered to construct boreholes that I will water my grasses for my cattle to feed on. And I think it will have a great impact on the economy, because when we are talking about livestock development, it's not just about cattle breeders. We are talking about pig farmers. We are talking about poultry farmers. We are talking about sheep farmers also. So this will give a great impact to the, livestock farming. So many livestock farmers have lost hope. Most especially, you can see that towards the end of 2023 to the beginning of 2024, many poultry farmhouses had to close down, shut down their activities because of the ministers whose sole responsibility is to focus on alleviating issues, creating subsidies, bringing subsidies. And like I said, open letter to Mr. President also, I said he has to involve existing livestock.
This farmer herders thing, to bring it much into perspective, in the past we used to have grazing reserve. We have about 415 grazing reserves in the country. Then, does it mean that we'll be reviving our grazing reserves, or are we going to adopt another model from another country?
Well, it depends on what the steering committee to propose. The grazing are there, but how many of these farmers are even aware of the grazing reserve? Many of them are not even aware of it. So it will take a lot of awareness and advocacy for the headers to be aware of the grazing reserve. If we are going to continue making use of this grazing reserves, that the ministry should, focus on giving out grants for these herders to develop their own farm. Once they develop their own farmhouses, there's no need of going out for even for open grazing. At the farms, we have.
Well, it seems like we've lost our guest there, Mr. Gagarawa, but as soon as we reconnect, we'll continue our conversation. Now, moving forward, Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Aliu Sabi Abdullahi, says President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration is committed to transforming the country's agricultural landscape, enhance food security and livelihoods of the citizens in a sustainable way. Aisha Abubakar Yahya has the report.
We develop our livestock industry and we are able to satisfy the local demand, we should also begin to think about how to export to other countries. So export is a long-term vision, but in the present, our interest is to organize the industry so that owners of this industry and all value chain actors will benefit from it.
Our aim is to ensure that our smallholding livestock farmers become commercially oriented so that they can respond to the growing demand for quality food from urban centers, the realities of climate change, and the fluctuating global economy.
The Abuja state government says it will not spare any opportunity of adding value to the economic transformation agenda of the present administration through agricultural mechanization and investment. Mohammed Musa Askira reports that the governor, Omar Namadi, states this in separate meetings with delegations from National Investment Promotion Commission and International Agricultural Transformation Initiative at the Government House in Dutse.
So security. So any investor will also look for where his investment will be secured. Whatever investment we do along the agricultural value chain, we have a very good outgrower policy that will assist and protect the interests of the investor.
Really to cement this relationship that we have with Jigawa, it's to develop strategies with the Investment Authority on areas such as the Investment Certification Program, and also to help develop some kind of investment strategy so that we can streamline where the investments or the investors should be looking at.
It's important that farmers understand what is the right seed for the season, for the soil type, and the ones that can provide the maximum yield possible. I think the overall objective is to increase the production and productivities in the farming practices.
Now, can you imagine what 12 billion naira could do to the rural economy? Well, that was the amount that the federal government, states and ginger farmers lost as a result of an outbreak of disease that destroyed ginger plantations in the country. The government is set to tackle the disease known as ginger blight and support the farmers who relied on the cash crop for survival. Let's join Musa Baba Aliu for details.
This is what ginger plants look like. It is a root crop with high economic value. Nigeria is Africa's largest producer of the crop and the world's second largest. However, the production of the cash crop dropped drastically in 2023 due to the outbreak of ginger blight. This development has brought about a major challenge to the social and economic well-being of ginger farmers, mostly in Kaduna State. A farmer in Zankwa, Kaduna State, told me he lost ginger worth 25 million naira in 2023 to the disease.
Some went to the bank, some went to individual, because they believe at the end of it they are going to do a bumper harvest. But very unfortunate, this disease or fungal disease came on board, and he hindered the production of ginger.
To this end, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, received the approval of the President for intervention. The National Agricultural Development Fund is therefore mandated to identify genuine farmers, train them on good agronomic practices, and encourage them to plant alternative crops.
The aim is to support the smallholder farmers to plant alternative crops, as their farmlands are not suitable for ginger cultivation for now. They are being supported with fertilizer, improved seeds, and chemicals.
We basically concentrated on those that own the smallest hectareage in terms of farmlands to benefit from this particular intervention. And we've done this in 3 local governments that covered at least all the 7 local governments that were affected.
5,000 farmers with 0.5 to 1 hectares have been supported.
We'll now use this fertilizer to produce an alternative crop that will give them the opportunity to begin to secure ginger seeds whenever the disease is over.
Urea that we are now receiving here is 35,000 in the market, which of course the government alleviated from this very suffering that they are giving us this fertilizer. I'm very grateful.
Even though Nigeria ginger output this year will remain the same, the intervention by the National Agricultural Development Fund is expected to significantly increase maize and sorghum production in the country.
Let's now take a trip to the commodities market. Prices edged higher on Thursday as crude stocks fell after U.S. refiners ramped up processing and as gasoline inventories eased, signaling stronger demand. Brent futures rose 35 cents to $85.43 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude rose 36 cents to $82.47 a barrel. U.S. crude inventories fell by 3.4 million barrels to 445.1 million barrels, and the week ended July 5th, far exceeding analysts' expectations in a Reuters poll for a 1.3 million barrel draw. The Nigerian Customs Service Ogun One Area Command has intercepted contraband goods worth over 700 million naira in the second quarter of 2024. Hakim Jimo reports that the Customs Area Controller James Hojo disclosed this while briefing journalists on the activities of the command within the period under review.
Other interceptions include 2,000 947 cartons of frozen poultry products, 21 units of vehicle, 3 units of motorcycle, and 115 pairs of used shoes with a duty pay value of 770,666,237 naira. These seizures are not just numbers. They represent our relentless fight against smuggling and our determination to protect the local economy, ensure public health and safety, and uphold the integrity of our borders.
How much is the naira exchange for other currencies? Let's find. For the fourth consecutive session, the Nigerian equities market maintained the downward trend as the overall capitalization closed 103 billion naira weaker. The all-share index shed by 200.84 points, representing a loss of 0.20% to close at 99,805.95 points. Similarly, the overall market capitalization value lost 113 billion naira to close at 56.459 trillion naira. But that's it. This is where we end this edition of Business Express. We value your feedback, so keep the comments, observations, and suggestions coming. Be informed that all previous episodes are available on YouTube on the NTA's channel. Business Express returns on Friday by 3 p.m. I'm Musa Bakar. Thanks for watching.
Drive in the rain.
It depends on the velocity of the rain.